Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 11th, 2018. A good day for a bar mitzvah, some would say, if it was on a Saturday like it was once. Strong hand, long-term thinking. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Unconfiscatable. Okay, so let us remind each other to check out the links below, because there's a lot of stuff I'm talking about in this video that's linked to below about all the wildness that's going on. DisruptMeister.com, TechBalt.com. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. The This Week in Bitcoin show was great on Friday. Check it out. And of course, yesterday's Beyond Bitcoin show was pretty wild and fun also. I'll be speaking in New Orleans on December 3rd and the 4th. And that the discount codes, Meister, it's linked to below. See you in New Orleans. We'll talk more about that as I get closer to being back in America, which will be November 21st. I'll be back in Baltimore. I'm in Santiago, Chile right now. We're going to start with some positive stuff before we get into this Bcash stuff. Just to get, I want to get you guys all warmed up with goodness first. Marty Bent, who has obviously been on the This Week in Bitcoin show a few times. Check out the old shows in the archives, of course. He says Bitcoin has the strongest attributes of any store of value the world has ever seen. This fact is not widely understood. When it is more widely understood, be prepared to witness a rotation of capital, the likes of which mankind has never seen. Okay, that's pretty positive. Yeah. One day, a lot of people are going to wake up that it's a great store of value, and there'll be a great shift into it. Will it be very sudden? Who knows? How soon will it happen? Who knows? That's why you got to have a strong hand, a long-term thinking type of mentality, and not be impulsive and not get a weak hand because you hear something about Bcash or there's some lunatic saying that he's going to destroy every crypto on earth. The stuff that's coming out these days, it can weaken people's hands. But I'm starting out with stuff that should strengthen your hands. Think long term. You know, we've had wild men come and go from this space before. We're going to have wild men come and go again. They are passing. Bitcoin is the constant. Bitcoin is the constant. All right, pound that freaking like button if you want to hear another positive tweet from someone that some of you might not enjoy that much. But hey, I've learned a lot from the guy over the years. He's maybe changed a little bit in his tune over the years. Vinny Lingham, of all people. Yes, he's got a fun fact he shares. More wealth will be created in crypto over the next 10 years than over the prior 10 years. Ooh, think about that. But remember, like any success story, it's not going to be a straight line up. Keep believing and just be patient. Well, that is good. I'm glad Vinny says keep believing and just be patient. But sometimes people, I think they've thought that Vinny hasn't kept believing and that he hasn't been patient. Maybe with Bitcoin he hasn't. With crypto he definitely has. Hey, whatever. I'll take the positive there. Keep believing and just be patient and pound that like button. All right. So this Bcash fork coming up on November the 15th. We've been talking about it for a long time. And now people are really talking about it, and it's becoming obscene on a certain level. And again, the dirty language that fake Satoshi, I mean, he's got a foul mouth. He's really got a foul mouth. And it just makes you wonder. You know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I was just pointing that out. He can talk any way he wants to. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Okay, but what does all this mean for the crypto space in general? Because a lot of you are saying, I don't care about Bcash. It matters. It does. At this point, it matters because, you know, people have given the guy attention. And and I've said this about King of the Trolls, just ignore him. That's why I don't even use King of the Trolls' real name. And I'm not going to use Fake Satoshi's real name either, because I'm not going to give him that type of attention that he craves. And you know what? I think it's becoming very apparent that Fake Satoshi craves attention much more so than King of the Trolls. And it means something completely different for Fake Satoshi. I mean, he's out for revenge. He is out to prove some point to get back. And, he might just be a total psychopath or sociopath also. Throw that in there also. But he is like the little kid that isn't getting his way. So if he can't have the lollipop, no one can have the lollipop. He's going to destroy the lollipop. So no one can enjoy it. If there's something, and this is the, there's a childish approach. I mean, maybe he had some childhood issues that he hasn't resolved yet. I don't know. But okay, so going back, we're not going to have a psychological analysis of Fake Satoshi. That would be, he should go on on Stephen Molyneux's show. That would be fun, wouldn't it? So what can we learn from all this? Okay, we can learn what a hash war, if there's ever going to be other hash wars, how they're going to turn out, the posturing involved. This is an experiment playing out in front of us too. It's a learning. We can learn from it. Will it delay people from taking the cryptocurrency space seriously? Will there be articles that are going to confuse Bitcoin and Bcash because of all this? And I say yes to both, okay? And I say there are going to be, people are going to get very confused. I mean, are you going to want to be in a new financial paradigm where a guy claiming to be the creator of this paradigm has a foul mouth and is threatening to destroy something that he calls Bitcoin? Because he keeps saying, I mean, if you're not in this space like we are, you can misinterpret this in many different ways. There will be articles that if this craziness actually happens and the Fake Satoshi side of the chain messes up the ABC side of the chain, they're going to say that Bitcoin was hacked, okay? You don't believe that? People are going to totally confuse it. So no, that he's been put on this pedestal, that so much attention has been paid, and again, there was a point when it was all intriguing, but it's gone too far at this point. And so this is not helpful for the crypto space in the short term. It's not. People are not going to want to buy cryptocurrency when they start to see this guy and all this stuff that's been out there. Watch the Tone Vays interview that I linked to below. It's a very good Tone interviews him, okay? So so here's my notes from this. Some things that I took from the interview. The Fake Satoshi calls, Tone brings up some developers' names or something, and immediately Fake Satoshi gets very defensive, and he calls other people con men. He calls this dude a con man and says that the con man just wants attention. He just wants fame. Fake Satoshi calls someone a con man who just wants fame. Just think about that for a second. There's a lot of times, these sociopathic, psychopathic people, they will accuse people of exactly what they are. Exactly what they are. So, there's a lot of variables out there that somehow that the ABC side could win this. I mean, right now it looks like the SV side has more hash power, okay? But there are ways that they could that the ABC side could change the mining algorithm. I mean, I've heard all these suggestions. And what Fake Satoshi, he has this bluster during the interview, saying that he's got just yelling at Rocket Man Wu, saying, that basically he's got more money than him, that he's got a bigger than him, basically. I mean, and so I think, and I know that this Calvin dude that Fake Satoshi has somehow palled up with, I mean, this is what these type of people do. They pal up with powerful people and they use them for their money. And then, I mean, without Calvin, I guess, I mean, does fake Satoshi, is there any proof that fake Satoshi has any money besides this Calvin dude? And so he just keeps on like really using foul language toward Rocket Man Wu. Just, he has to have this bluster that's part of this hash war psychology, I guess, that we're bigger than you. We're going to crush you. Everyone should support us. And at the very end of the Tone Base video, he reminds everyone, even though he's the richest dude in the whole world, and that he can crush Rocket Man Wu, and he can crush ABC, and he can crush everybody, and he can crush other altcoins, that he encourages people to join the SV pool. If you want to stick it, he says this, I'll even say the guy's name. If you want to stick it to Jihan, join the SV pool. So he's the richest dude in the world. He's so rich. He's got all the money. He can crush Jihan on his own. But hey, guys, just in case, all you little dudes out there, come join us. We need you. Yeah, sure. Okay. So again, some of this is definitely bluster. The guy's got an inflated ego. He wants to win. He wants his ego to crush all the other egos out there. Okay, so it's sickening. It's sickening on that level. It really is, because does the space really need this type of activity just to see how a hash war will end? I don't know. Again, in the short term, in terms of fiat price, the price of Bcash has gone down since he's ramped it up. The price of Bcash has gone down. And when this could have been a great free crypto dividend, it could have been great fun for all. But no, he wants to crush the other side. He's got the real Bcash. He's got the real Bcash. Okay. And so out of this, other not so nice stuff is born. Okay. There's something called the Shark Pool. And I linked to this Shark Pool. Shark Pool miners will, the tweet, you check it out. Shark Pool miners will exclusively mine empty blocks on alts and sell the profits for Bitcoin, it says. And then in parentheses, it says BCH. So this is one of those people who, again, sign up pre-releases and get 100% off the block rewards for a year. And the link is sharkpool.cash. Hashtag empty your blocks pool cash. Okay, so there's a guy. This dude wants to have a pool that destroys altcoins. Well, that's fun. That's real nice stuff there. You know, I like Bitcoin. I'm confident enough in my Bitcoin, in the real Bitcoin, that I don't need to encourage people to go destroying other people's altcoins. I like experimentation. Okay, I'm not here to destroy other people, man. I mean, again. It's personal responsibility is a new counterculture. If you're acting like the crypto jerk of the world and you're inspiring other people to be crypto jerks, that's the path you've chosen. I'm telling you, it's not gonna end well for you. It's probably not gonna end very well for you. And if you don't, in a lot of different ways. And I don't care if you don't, about having friendships or whatever. Fine, you don't want to have any friends. That's great. But financially, it's not gonna turn out well for those dudes either that are taking this. That are into the destructive nature. It's just not a positive thing. And it's, and they can do what they're going to do. Because I am confident that good people and logical people and people that aren't sociopaths that want to destroy other people out of jealousy or because they had a bad childhood or something, and that the good will prevail in all of this. But now this Shark Pool, and he even met Tone asked, and again, Shark Pool is not fake Satoshi's thing; it's another guy's thing. But he seemed to like it. He was down with it, and this is the thing with a guy with an ego that has no end, okay, or a sociopath or a psychopath or whatever you want to call him. That if he destroys, he's going to want to destroy other things. He's just going to show to the world. He basically wants to show that he is Satoshi. That's it. That he's so powerful that he can say, my power means I'm Satoshi. Even though I'm not really Satoshi, I'm the equivalent of Satoshi in power. So in the long run, it'll ramp up to where he is going to try to coordinate if he's successful with all this stuff. And I don't know if he'll be successful with the Bcash thing. He's going to try to attack Bitcoin, or he's going to threaten. He's going to posture in a way, just like he's faking it until he makes it. Okay, fake it until you make. Again, he's got Calvin, and apparently Calvin's a billionaire or whatever. But it's another level of faking it until you make it that you could do something similar to Bitcoin. And I don't know all the technicalities because of the block size limitation on Bitcoin. Apparently, it's protected. I've been told that such a thing could not happen. That this whole scenario would not play out as some people are foreseeing it to play out. Again, I'm not concerned about fake Satoshi doing anything bad to Bitcoin. What I don't like is the psychology here. He's winning the psychological war leading up to when he starts to try to threaten Bitcoin, okay? That if he builds himself up on this false pedestal of power, okay? And again, and too many people are obsessed with power. I don't care about power. He will put himself in a position that he will scare. People will be scared of the dude that he can do something to Bitcoin, which he can't. And he might not be able to do anything to Bcash, for all we know, okay? So I'm giving you a little glance. This is why it's interesting to study all this, and this is why it's interesting to bring out all the truth on all this, and to not, some people are like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. A lot of people dislike Rocketman Wu and what's his face, King of the Trolls so much that they're like, yeah, let's support SV, even though we like Bitcoin and really don't care about Bcash at all. I wouldn't go down that road. I wouldn't go down that road at all. To feed this guy's ego in any other way. The way I see it, if you have some Bcash left, hope that both of them, there actually is a fork. And Ansel Lindner is also saying the simple solution to all this is if that ABC just calls up the fork and then says to all the exchanges, hey, there's a bad actor who's trying to fork off. We're the real Bcash. Don't list them. And I would believe at that point that no one would list this maniac's coin at all. But could they still destroy the Bcash? And I don't know that answer. But again, Ansel is just laughing at all of this, which again, Ansel has been right many times in the past. And it is a laughable situation on a certain level. Again, that all of a sudden, all these people are like, oh yeah, fake Satoshi's so great. He's so great. It just shows you how fast people can get behind a strongman type leader, a guy with a bunch of bluster, a guy with a just putting his chest out there, showing how big he is, showing how great he is. Again, collectivism is the default of humanity. When they see some big talking, there's so many people there. Oh, he's so right. He's so great. He's so smart. This guy came out of nowhere saying he was Satoshi Nakamoto, for God's sakes. And more and more on one side, we've got some of the stragglers like King of the Trolls are like, oh yeah, maybe he isn't a Satoshi. But then we've got all these other people that are just getting behind his cult of personality here. And it's just, if you watch that tone-based video, I don't see how anybody in their right mind can get behind such a person. I don't see it at all. Such a foul-mouthed individual who's just spouting, saying other people want to become famous, and he's the one. And I just watched the video, and it's clear the guy, there's a lot of bluster, and it could be a completely fake it until you make it type of situation. Yet you've got all these people on Twitter that, he's definitely the right, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. The fake Satoshi way. Yes. And so yeah, no doubt a guy with an ego like that, he wants to take over the real Bitcoin too, which he will never do. But the next best thing, I guess he thinks, is Bcash. But it puts him in a position. He will one day, if he gets his way with Bcash, he will threaten Bitcoin one day. He will threaten. It won't be a legitimate threat, but some people will consider it, because again, it's just amazing how many people, and this is, again, and this is getting into politics, I guess, a little bit. But again, you can like Trump as much as you want to. But from this situation, can you see why certain intellectual leftists out there don't like to see this blind pile into people getting behind Trump? What they fear, they have seen it in the past before, where these strong men come along and they can tell the people anything. They could be the biggest liars in the world and propose the most drastic, horrific, final solutions possible, and normal people get behind them and start killing their neighbors. And again, I'm no leftist or anything like that. And it just boggles the mind that people can get behind so blindly leadership like this, how people who have such bluster and who really are just talking a big game and it's total BS, but they can get people to do anything for them. And that is a really scary aspect of humanity. And I should talk about that on yesterday's show. And again, I'm not ripping on Trump or anything like that. I'm just showing you the other side of why some of these intellectual leftists, there is a fear, and we're seeing it in our own crypto community. People getting behind this dude like this. I mean, it's read some of the tweets under his stuff now, and listen to like Ryan X. Charles and people like that, and the guy for the Nakamoto Institute. What's that guy's name? It's ridiculous that they get behind such a person. But again, I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He leached onto this this Calvin guy. So I mean, you got to have a money guy, I guess. I mean, he might not be. I mean, he's got such a cult of personality now. He might not need any money. He could just pretend he's got $1 billion, and people are saying he's got $1 billion because he's pretending he's got $1 billion. It's unbelievable. All right, so I mean, I've almost given this way too much attention here, but again, when outsiders look about, we're talking about backed and the financialization of Bitcoin. When they see something like this going on, it's not like they're going to speed up the process, okay? It's not. This isn't going to make people like more eager to get into the crypto space. It's going to make people more hesitant. So before you think, oh yeah, I dislike King of the Trolls so much, so let me get behind this dude. Think long and hard about that, because it's not helping. It's not going to help the progress of Bitcoin. But hey, personal responsibility is the new counterculture. I want to, and it's your own decision. So this week in Bitcoin will also be at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and it looks like Tawanda Kemba will be on from Zimbabwe, and Money Triggs will actually make it this time at 11 a.m. Hey, I'm saying early, or we'll have a surprise too. I think there's going to be a Dash person. Oh, it'll be a wild, wacky time. Okay, the bigger the block, the more of a head start the miner creating it has. Fake Satoshi will not mine empty blocks. He will mine 32 MB blocks full of junk to favor his own pools. I guess Bcashers need to learn the danger of big blocks the hard way. And that's from Gyrvik. Yeah, there's a lot of Bitcoin people out there that are saying, look, these are the dangers of big blocks now. That this guy is able to have these legitimate threats and everything. Yeah, it's good that Bitcoin did not go down the Bcash path. We've known that all along, but I guess now it's really playing out there. Okay, we talked about what Ansel's suggestion was. VIN Armani. This VIN Armani guy has a video about the situation, and I linked to it below. Do check it out on your own. He considers it a very, very serious situation. Again, and he brings up the point that they're going to start to attack other altcoins also. And he mentions Litecoin and Dash by name. Now, he's not saying he's saying that these guys are going to do it. The fake Satoshi dudes, because their ego. So yeah, that's another thing for the altcoin people sitting on the sidelines saying, "Oh yeah, let's get behind this strong man. Yeah, he'll get rid of King of the Trolls and Rocket Man Woo." And then he'll attack your freaking altcoin, dude. And we don't need this. Is such. I mean, they can do what they're going to. They can do what they're going to do. I mean, we'll see how this all plays out. I think it's ridiculous to threaten other altcoins. Why do you got to do something like that? I mean, what? If they have the hash to do it, then I guess they're going to do it. If they got the money, I guess they're going to do it. Maybe. But I think with the sensible members of the crypto community will get behind all solutions to save legitimate altcoins that are being attacked in this fashion. Where, and there's ways to encourage exchanges like not to, well, especially with this Bcash thing, not to list the SV version of Bcash. And there's ways, to say, hey, if they're being attacked and they switch their mining algorithm, then that is the real Litecoin, or that is the real whatever that got attacked that had to change its mining algorithm, and everyone will accept that, and so that they'll stop doing these type of. And again, these attacks have not happened yet. This is all theoretical, and it could all be bluster. It could all. I mean, there could be nothing behind this. I mean, the thing that is curious is that this Calvin guy is a billionaire, so he wants to waste a lot of money, and it's just, again, to hear fake Satoshi saying we will. First of all, Bcash isn't going to work at all after this fork. Not that many people use it, but if he is warring on, he's having a hash war on Bcash, it's just not going to work. You're not going to be able to move it, or you might lose your Bcash. It is going to be wild for all you Bcash holders out there that or Bcash users that need to move it around. I mean, it's like if I can't have my way, no one can have it. No one can have it. I'll destroy everything. I mean, this is like a big baby. A big baby. If I can't have my way, that I'm gonna have a big tantrum and say that I'm the biggest and the best, and I'm just gonna stall everything so no one can have anything. It'll just be a big stall fest, and no one will get anything done until I get my way. Fake Satoshi. So if you're interested in the prices, you can even look it up at CoinMarketCap now, the futures. And since he was on the Tone Vays show, actually, he the price of the SV is still the ABC version is favored by everyone by a lot, but the SV has moved up a lot in the futures. Again, so there's a lot of traders out there that think this is a bunch of bluster, that they're not going to have the miners to do this. It will be interesting to see how it plays out. But this guy is just a rotten part of the crypto space. There is no doubt about it. Just a rotten part. And I know since he's a rotten part, he will eventually fall off and go away. How long will that take? What damage will be done in the meantime? Again, if Bcash stops working on the 15th, it could be good for Bitcoin. But I think it could cause stories to come out that Bitcoin has stopped working. So it might be bad for Bitcoin. Again, I don't want to see Bcash destroyed. It's just an altcoin, for God's sakes. It's just an alt, because I understand that if something with the name Bitcoin in it gets destroyed, that it is not going to be good, at least in the short term, for the Bitcoin space, for the Bitcoin. It's just going to cause a lot of FUD. And I don't like to see people who are, have nothing to do with all this madness get freaked out by all this madness because they don't understand it, and then lose their Bitcoin, and then watch this darn video in the year 2025 and be like, oh my God, it really was just a blip on the radar. I shouldn't have, worried. Oh, well, if you're watching this in 2025, I hope it turns out, I hope it's smooth on the 15th. But I've got to, I don't think it's going to, I think it's going to be there's going to be more ridiculously leading up to it. How about that? So, but the VIN Armani, again, Ansel made a remix of the VIN Armani video also, which is pretty funny that you guys should check out. So, okay, let's get back. Let's get back, because I know people don't want to hear, probably a lot of you don't want to hear about this too much, but again, it does affect the whole, it's rotten to the core. We don't need something that rotten so close to us. Have a strong hand and hold Bitcoin and only Bitcoin. Sell B-Trash. That's from the great CraigShip.com. Out at his undisclosed location near Camp David, Maryland. He sent $5. Thank you, Craig. I was actually thinking about you pretty recently. I hadn't heard from you for a while, so that's good, man. I'm glad to see you in the super chat. What do we have here? BTC Sessions has a good tweet out there, and it's many of you may be looking at this list and wondering, what the F are all those? Someone will be doing the same thing to a list of your bags in a couple of years. And it's a list of like the top 10 altcoins from probably 2013. And a lot of newbies are like, well, what the heck is this? Well, in a few years, people look back on the current top 10 and they'll be like, well, what the heck are some of these? Not all of them, though. I think some of the top tier ones will stick around, but who knows? All right, but that's a good tweet. Check it out. Here is a video. Stefan Molyneux interviewed the what is this guy? The Minds.com guy. And I'm bringing this up because the Minds.com dude, they have their own token on Ethereum, and they're definitely believers in Ethereum. So you're going to keep, this is one of the reasons that Ethereum will pump again, is that you've got these tech guys out there that aren't necessarily crypto guys, but have used Ethereum in a major way in their business, and they're going to talk about it in interviews where people don't know about crypto, and they're going to hear about Ethereum. They're going to be like, this sounds pretty legitimate. It's powering Minds.com, or it's, in other interviews, who knows? So when I'm always happy to hear about cryptocurrency on non-cryptocurrency related shows. But it did make me think, Ethereum has enough people that have played around on it with tokens that they're all over the world being interviewed by people, and they're going to mention their token and they're going to mention Ethereum. And it's just, the seeds of Ethereum have been planted in a lot of tech people and semi-tech people that get interviewed, and they're going to use the word Ethereum, and it's going to pump it. It's already out there. The cat's out of the bag. And again, will it succeed in everything that it wants to do in the world? I don't know. But for now, they've got their name out there, and people are going to keep talking about their name. And people who don't understand that Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin will hear the name Ethereum and be like, oh, I can just go on Coinbase and buy this Ethereum thing because the Minds.com guys use it. That was my Ethereum thoughts of the day. So, Whale Panda, this is from last week, and I don't know if this is true or not and what this means, because it says Bitmain is urgently deploying 90,000 S9 miners in a desperate move to try to win the upcoming hash war on Bcash. This news was already picked up yesterday by Chinese media, but I haven't seen any reporting yet on Western news sites. I don't know. Again, there's only so much that Bitmain can do because they're going to go public soon, and they have limitations apparently on what they could even spend money on to fight if you've got investors in your company, they don't want you fighting a hash war probably. I don't know. So that was, I meant to share that last week, that tweet, but I thought I would bring it up today since it pertains to the subject matter. But who knows? Who knows how this fight will go? It's just ridiculous. The whole darn thing. They should just go their own ways and just let there be two Bcashes. But if somebody wants to be the Genghis Khan of freaking Bcash, then let him be, I guess. What do we got? Oh, this Matt Odell this tweet I meant to mention last week also, but it shows that there's a lot of, in the Bitcoin space, not everybody gets blindly behind, the latest and greatest thing. And this is actually about Liquid, that the Liquid network said they were trustless, apparently. And Matt Odell says, the recent strong criticism of Blockstream's marketing of Liquid is a perfect example of how Bitcoiners have high standards for everyone, Bitcoiners included. And he says also, Liquid isn't trustless, less trust than an exchange, but you still have trusted third parties. All right. So I do like that point. Bitcoin people aren't going around saying everybody in our space is freaking perfect. And if someone says something that's wrong and is an exaggeration, they're going to get called out. Okay. It isn't the blind worship of Blockstream, the blind worship of Bitcoin, which a lot of people accuse the space of being. And again, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. This drama on the periphery there, it might seep a little bit into the Bitcoin community, but it will never dethrone Bitcoin, and it will never cause the havoc that is being caused in the Bcash community, because Bitcoin has taken the slow and long-term path, no crazy steps, no crazy hard forks to increase block size, which was wise. It limited the influence of the possibility that someone could come and cause this much havoc that's going on now in a top tier altcoin, which might not even be an altcoin for much, might not be a coin for much longer at all. It might not be top tier at least. Because again, the final point, if he gets his way, if fake Satoshi gets his way and SV wins and there's no more, that's it. That's Bcash. They even Rocket Man Wu starts mining the SV. There's no more AB. He totally got his way. The baby got his way. And it's still even called Bcash, but it's using the SV rules. So then the whole world knows that this guy, who for the last few days has been spouting his foul mouth about destroying all other coins, that now the whole world knows that this sociopath is in charge of Bcash. What do you think that's going to do to the price of Bcash? Seriously. What do you think? He wins Bcash. What's going to happen? He's in charge of Bcash. That's what it's going to be. So it'll basically be a centralized coin with a dictator. I mean, a true dictatorial type of strongman personality too. What will that do? What will he win in the end there? What will he win? We will see what the market thinks. Maybe that will be the ultimate lesson in all this, the ultimate end of this experiment, that if he does win and that Bcash continues on, that it is like a worthless third tier type of coin. And that's what this whole war was over, to bring something down from the first tier to the third tier. Pound that freaking like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share this video, check out the notes section below, all those links. Click on those squares there, bang that bell button for a reminder. And yeah, it's only the November 11th. We'll see what happens on November 15th. I'm sure more and more people will be talking about it. Click on those links below to see all the stuff I was talking about. Bye.